Alright guys, this is Rogue Mystic Divination, and this will be the monthly spread for the collective for April 2025. And we're not going to take what just fell, so oddly enough, I ended up starting off this month with some more of that March energy where I thought for a day or two there that I had lost part of my deck, and I didn't. I just put it back in the box it came in and forgot that it came with a book, which is why the box was soft, and I went through everything. All cards are accounted for, so here we go. Happy April, everybody, and hopefully this first week or so is just going to be us shaking off that energy from March. But for the collective for April 2025. And there will be a mid-month and the regular daily, so please stay tuned and keep watching. Make sure you are subscribed, and if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. But card 1 for April. Manifesting choices. I think we're just going to do 5, and then we'll see if there needs to be anything else. So we've got the Magician, so we're manifesting things, we're bringing things into the world, making things happen with the tools at our hands and the resources at our fingertips and at our feet. It's likely there's going to be a little bit of difficulty sorting through some of these resources at the beginning of the month, but somehow these resources and some of this stray energy that we may be carrying over from March are going to be sorted out by some definitive choices. If I'm being honest right now, for the collective, it feels as though the Lover's card isn't really a Gemini energy, but more a Scorpio energy. Lately, I've been talking about Scorpio being black, white, yes, no, of course, absolutely not. Those kind of answers whenever you come up against that energy or start working with that energy. I think the beginning of this year really started out with a lot of muddled, indeterminate situations and things that we felt like we just couldn't say yes or no to, that we didn't want to leave behind, and that's why with spring coming in, we're getting this energy. So because it's just now starting to feel like spring. We're still cold, but then at some point in the day it gets warm and nice and toasty. So even though I'm not sure when spring starts even. When does spring start? We are very in the loop. But and I'm not going to look it up right now because I'm filming this on my phone. But there is going to come to a point at the beginning of the month where we've got the Lovers or the Choice, where you may have been recognizing and overwhelmed by the tools at your fingertips that you might not have had before, and that some of your manifestations are actually coming into fruition. So you're getting something out of the energy that you put out there before. And for a lot of us, I do believe that it's going to be things that we may have lost touch with, that we let go of. It's like, well, it's not working out, so I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to put any more pressure on it, because if I keep staring at it, nothing's going to happen, and I really don't think anything's happening with it anyway. I think you're going to be surprised. And note that whenever we do make this choice, collective, that it's going to solidify some partnerships and break up others. because you're defining where it is that your energy is going. And with the Ten of Swords next after the choice, you're just going to have to deal with the fact that you can't make everybody happy. No one can. Unless you want to be, I don't know, somebody else's puppet the entirety of your life. You're not going to be able to make everybody happy. And just like perfectionism, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't. Each person has a different version of it, a different version of world peace. And if we're constantly chasing that world peace ideal and not taking into account what everybody's version of that is, it's never going to happen. And even if it is a painful ending, it's one that almost feels like it needed to happen anyway. They may have tried to walk away from someone or something, some job, some living situation, and it just wasn't working out the way that you hoped, but you couldn't really find a way out of it. It seems as though there is going to be a way out of it for you because of this choice that you make. And we've got the what is that? The seven, the Seven of Wands after that. So stand up for yourself. You do not have to fight back whenever people challenge you. All you have to do is restate your purpose and do what it is that you came there to do. That's going to be this is really going to be us as a collective, standing on business, doing what we came there to do, and having that confidence, having that assurity that you're doing what needs to be done, whether somebody else thinks it's the right thing or the wrong thing, it doesn't really matter. There's a purpose in it, in you doing this, and that's what you need to stick to. Now, the King of Cups here is the last card. And I'm really feeling as though the King of Cups is the opposition. It doesn't feel like a support. Someone standing there in judgment over what it is that... The way that he's coming off right now is like, why aren't you filling my cup? Why aren't you doing this for me? Why aren't you doing what I asked you to do? I know that the King of Cups is supposed to come off as a supportive leader, but right now all I can focus on with him is the empty cup, and he's wondering, when is his going to get filled? When is someone going to give me something? And I am standing here in authority, and I am the Lord and Savior of all of you, so why am I not getting any of this? Isn't everything you have mine anyway? And that's not necessarily how the King of Cups, especially in the upright, comes off, but I put all these out here like this so that if something stands out to you, then you can read it how you want to, or you can take my interpretation. It is up to you. But I do try and skew, or I have it trying to skew a little bit more intuitive interpretation over just giving these book definitions, because that's why you go to different readers, right? Different perspectives. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there for the collective. I am going to, I might not get some of these out until the 2nd, but hopefully everything processes through okay and everything is out within by the 3rd. All the signs are out by the 3rd for the month of April, and dailies will continue to be put up, but for the majority of people who's seeing this is what I'm getting off of it. Having resources, having the energy, having the tools to do what it is that you need to do, but you have to make some choices, and some of those choices may lead to some difficult endings. Maybe because there's someone who has tapped into your energy and doesn't necessarily want to let go, doesn't want a partnership to end, even though they realize and have no problem recognizing that neither of you have gotten anything out of this for quite a while. They still want to hold on to it, and almost like they're trying to squeeze blood out of a stone. And yeah, viewer, I do believe it's you who's trying to end the crisis, end the cycle of bad energy and things just not working out, because two people just seem to, or you just don't seem to work well with this group of people, something along those lines. And to the point where there's almost blood on the water, and I've never noticed that before, but it almost seems as though with the Ten of Swords that there is blood in the water and the sharks can smell it. So it may be someone trying to take advantage of this painful ending too. Please be aware of that. Do not just jump onto something because it seems convenient. Just all of a sudden, this one thing ends, and as soon as this ends, it's like, oh, hey, here is the perfect opportunity. I doubt that it's going to be the perfect opportunity for very long, because there's still strife, there's still this energy of standing on business, doing what you came there to do, and not trying to make any friends because of the energy in this environment. You may be coaxed into a actively unfriendly environment with this Seven of Wands, and that might be why this King of Cups to me is coming off as this almost greedy, miserly, selfish, self-serving kind of a dude. Like, he's coming off as a king's king, in the way of, well, all this land is mine and I can take whatever I want whenever I want. So yeah, with that, I would be sure to, I think we're at the end of a Mercury retrograde right now. And that might be what this influence is. You may have just been walked into another situation similar to the one before that you were comfortable in because it was so familiar. But seeing this same energy in a new package with different faces in a different setting helps you to realize what was really going on and what is it you don't want to deal with anymore. It doesn't mean that you'll end your contract early, but it seems like you will do what you need to do to get out of it and satisfy your end and then walk away. And this person, he still may be sitting there saying, what, you don't want to continue to be with us? You don't want to extend your contract or anything? And it seems like whenever you get out of this situation, it may not be until the end of May. If something else doesn't pop up for you, you will be able to build something from scratch that will be very lucrative for you. So keep an eye out for that. And even though there's some difficulty this month, it does look like it's going to be active. And March did feel pretty stagnant, so yeah, we're coming out of the energy of like sitting there waiting for the war to come to you, and then all of a sudden it does, and you have everything you need to fight against it now here in April. Have a great month, guys, and be sure to keep tuning in, and I will see you later. Make sure you watch your specific sign too, so sun, moon, rising, whatever floats your boat.